All right, Shalom, Yasharala. All right, peace, meaning peace be to the nation of Israel, whom out of modern day so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, speculative Israelites being Israelite foreigners, scattered across the four corners of the earth, including within America, Babylon the Great, the main place for captivity. And we are the Most High Yahweh, chosen people of the nation of Israel. So without further ado, as always, I'm going to go to face the east, give all praise, the glory, infinite honor to our power, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh, by Hashem, Kodash. Meaning all praise to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. In the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, and the Holy Spirit, whom is our strength and our Redeemer, and our light and our salvation. The same tongue, Mashanah Kapawadium, Lahasaquanium, Shalak Adawakab, many double honors to the apostles, and elder bishops, great millstone, and Shalom, honor salutation to Bayash Shadawadah, meaning the house of David, of the elect 1/3 remnant of the nation of Israel, along with the rest of the 1/3 elect men, women, and children of Israel. All right, we are of the great millstone Borderland Saints camp based out of El Paso, Texas, down here, another midweek edition. Okay, it's a quick midweek edition. All right, we're pressed for time today, but nonetheless, we're gonna move through the spirit, touch base, further elaborate on some recent secular events of secular history, filled with biblical prophecy, including recent events that have been taking place that are filled with biblical prophecy. All right, including the whole ICE situation. Okay, Esau being exposed to the whole Epstein case and so forth, man. Okay, just further indicating that we're at the end of an era. Case in point. Hey, shalom, shalom. Okay, to the brother son of Yahweh by Shemir Shah 144, and the brother playing upon tables, the rest of you Akim and few Aquat that may be tuning in and may end up tuning in. So let's start off with Revelation 12 and 12. Brother Shah. All right, because this devil Esau Edom, the man of sin, the son of perdition, is coming down with great wrath, knowing that he has but a short time for the simple fact that he's being exposed. Okay, for his vile profane nature, which America is further indicative of his vile profane nature. Hence why Amos 9 and 8, why it speaks about this place being a sinful kingdom. All right, because everything about this world, okay, mainly within America, Babylon the Great, representing the wicked covering cast of evil, okay, through the iniquity that Esau has standardized, okay, through the sensationalism of the satanic devices, okay, it's become the norm, okay. Meaning what? Iniquity, sin upon sin has become the norm. And okay. And that's a major snare that's going to ensnare the vast majority into death. Okay. That follows his madness. My brother sent me a clip earlier about these Lebanese chicks, these two Lebanese women complaining about how hard it is dating because a lot of the men over there in Lebanon are sodomites. Okay. When they asked Lebanese women, do they want husbands? They both hesitated to say yes. Why? Because they want to play the field and be harlots. Okay, that further confirms that the entire world is drunk off of Esau's wine. Meaning what? This entire world is influenced by Esau's influence of iniquity, sin upon sin. All right, this is why the vast majority in these last days are going to be destroyed through the plagues of the indignation of Yahweh by Shemir Shai. Okay, go ahead.
This is Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore, because ye heavens and ye that dwell in them, both to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil has come down to you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
Why did he have a short time? Let's get Job 14 and 5. We're gonna get why Esau had a short time, man. Okay, because he got too big for his britches, so to say. Okay, he bought too much into his God complex of Edomite supremacy. Okay, feeling entitled and emboldened, to the world's abundance. All right, through the resources the world has to offer. That is within these various countries, man. Hence why he justifies himself with exacerbating and exhausting the world's resources to these various countries by setting up his military industrial complex under the guise of terrorism. Okay. All right. Setting up his military over there in Afghanistan and Saudi Arabia, Iraq. Okay. Stealing the opioid. Okay. Setting up these heroin fields. Okay. Or looking to seize the heroin from those opioid fields and so forth, man. So looking to seize the gold. Okay, the iridium and you know what I'm saying, and gold and so forth, and oil, okay, from Haiti and Venezuela and these various countries, man. Okay, Burkina Faso over there in somewhere in I believe in the West African region. Case in point. Hence, hence the secular history of the Spanish Inquisition. Okay, further confirming this devil to be the true nigger. Okay, the true niggar. Okay, which means a covetous, stingy person. Okay, so by way of the means of how this devil has been living, the world is tired of this devil and is speaking out against him, man. All over social media, out and about through protestings, through violent uprisings / riots, as it says in Job 20:27, how the heavens will reveal his iniquity, man. Okay, and that's mainly why, because of the spirit of truth springing forth out from the heavens, which is in Psalm 85 and 11. Okay, go ahead.
This is Job 14
Verse 5.
and verse 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Meaning what? Esau has boundaries with his rulership. Okay, and it was not to exist forever. Okay, and so this is Psalm, the second chapter, start from the top. So this is part of the derision that the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai has given his devil, man. Okay, that he before you get that, hold that and get hold that. I'm gonna get something real quick. Okay, so this is the part of this is the part of the bounds that he's overpassed because he through his God complex has neglected the fact that he has boundaries and that his rulership was not to last forever. So I'm going to get a few quick precepts on that, starting in Daniel chapter 4 and verse 17. All right, and it reads, see if I can get there. All right, this is Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. It said, "This matters by the decree of the watchers, which we are, the prophets, formerly known as the overseers, pursuing First Samuel, First Samuel, the 9th chapter, First Samuel 9 and 9. It said, this matters by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High Yahweh by Shem Shai ruleth in the kingdom of men and giveth it to whomsoever he will and set it up over it, the basis of men." The basis of men, okay, are these cave dwellers. Okay, go further revealing that other term of that social construct that Esau has appointed onto himself, man, to himself. Okay, regarding the term Caucasian, which means cave dweller, because they've always been known to dwell in these mountainous regions, such as the Caucasus Mountains over there in Georgia, South Georgia, Russia, where our forefathers chased them into during the Byzantine Empire. Okay, during the Dark Ages. Okay, and recently before that, the caves in Mount Seir. So that's why their nature is very cave-like, very beast-like, man. Okay, where they're hence why they're into degeneracy. Okay, through fornication, including sodomy. Okay, bestiality. Okay, incest. Okay, whoredom. Okay, and that's why they use their moral decrees through their politics, their policies. Further spoke about in Daniel 8 and 25 to legalize this iniquity. That's why they drink it like water. It says in I believe it's in Job the 15th chapter. Okay, so this is why America, Babylon the Great, his main safe haven, if you will. Okay, his main empire. Okay, is being visited by plagues, man. Okay, including that deadly that deadly flood that took place, down there in, down here in Texas, about 9 hours away from here, man. Okay, where about 100+ people got put to death. Hence why people continue to get shot up. Matter of fact, over this 4th of July weekend, there's a lot of shootings, man, a lot of fatal shootings. Okay, that's why. Hence why this world is continuing to be visited. Okay, by the chariot sightings, man, representing a further curse over this earth that was given to the hands of the wicked. Okay, as it goes into Zechariah the 5th chapter, explaining why these chariot sightings continue to take place. See that? Matt Khan, the water. Brother, see the brother put up on the comment board. Brother, GMS, y'all, South Hope for Lecture 7. Brother, put up Job 15 and 16. How much more abominable and filthy is man which drinketh iniquity like water? And that particular man is a man of sin and son of perdition, man. who drinks iniquity like water, meaning what? He has completely engulfed himself within a manner of sin, which has become a part of his lifestyle, because it's always been a part of his lifestyle. Hence why in Hebrews 12, verse 16 and 17, it says, there's not more profane person than Esau Edom. And hence the Greek word for profane is babeos in Hebrews 12 and 16, meaning ungodly. So that further reveals the devil the Bible speaks of, man. The ungodly man, the man of sin and son of perdition, spoke about in 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3, who's ruling this earth, okay, with great vigorous oppression and affliction, okay, through the might of his sword, which his military industrial complex represents, man. That's why Trump, has further increased the military budget of like 10 million, okay, of around like 10 million, okay, within immigrations of customs enforcement, okay, to further militarize law enforcement, man, to further federalize the border by replacing those border agents with the military. You see, because this further confirms that we're entering into a dystopian future of this totalitarian technocracy where they want to regulate everyone, okay, through this microchip, the mark of the beast. That's why part of this big, beautiful bill that Trump just signed recently on the 4th of July of all days, a so-called Independence Day, the part of the terms of that big, beautiful bill, quote unquote, is AI regulation, because they want to increase AI surveillance, man. Okay, so that's all integrated within this border crisis approach to the satanic NWO, because that's further confirmed that the next major prophecy, one of the next major prophecies anyway, including Jacob's trouble, was on the horizon. That's why they're coming against all the kingdoms, man, both kingdoms rather, all the tribes. Okay, that's why they got the Alcatraz prison camp over there in Florida that Trump just visited, speaking proudly concerning oppression, man. You see? All right. Go ahead. Matter of fact, Job, no, it's like Psalm 2nd chapter. Before you get that, I'm bringing this quick precept out in Psalm 49 and 11. Okay, this is the book of Psalm chapter 49. Let me see, Salakia. Psalm chapter 49 and verse 11 says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Okay, hence America after America Vespucci, okay, that Edomite conqueror, okay, including Africa after Leo Scipio Africanus, okay. So this further reveals who the man of sin and son of perdition is, man. The vagabond who has increased his desire as hell, because who has enlarged his border as hell, because he doesn't have a home, man. The further goes into Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. See that? That's why he lives like a brute beast and justify his beast-like nature through his satanic devices, man. See, in this part of derision, the Lord has given over to his mind to further reveal him as a reprobate. Okay, go ahead. Start from the top.
This is Psalms 2 and 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing?
Why do the heathen rage and imagine a vain thing? Why? Because they have not been given the Holy Spirit, okay, to rule a righteous kingdom. That's why this world is in shambles right now, because it's in desperate need of righteous management, okay, under proper rulership, which can only be done righteously, okay. That's why it says in Proverbs 29 and 2. You grab that real quick, okay, because a part of the derision that this devil's mind has been given over to is that his houses will continue forever, as we just read in Psalm 49:11, man. Just simply indicating that he never thought that he would fall. And what further confirms that the whole Epstein case, they thought that they could just bury it under the rug, like every other scandal, wicked scandal, okay, that they've been exposed by way of, man. But yet, when they asked Trump about 29 and 2, that's why when they asked Trump about the whole Epstein situation recently, he tried to use plausible deniability, like these devils typically always do. Case in point, okay. And shalom, brothers, GMS salvation of the elect. Yahweh Shem Shabbat Thumb. Sorry, Akim tuning in. What tuning in. So when they asked that female journalist asked Trump about the whole Epstein case, you could tell by way of Trump's mannerisms and his response that he was guilty. But by responding in so many words by saying, "Oh, why are you asking about this? Why the fuck? What you mean? Why did she ask you about this, nigga? You were seen with Epstein partying back in 1992. Okay, so what you mean? Why is she asking you about this, man? That was a red flag right there. Okay, you could have just admitted, yeah, I knew the dude, but before when he would admit that he knows Epstein or knew Epstein, whether the dude is alive or not, was just speculation on that. But he said previously, oh well, yeah, I knew him, I haven't talked to him in several years, which was another evasive tactic, man. Okay, to try to abstain himself from guilt of that degeneracy that he was associated with through the Epstein islands, man. Because that nigga is on that list. Now we truly know why the list has not come out yet. Because that nigga is involved, man. So when they asked him recently, he said, "Oh well, he had a suspect response, man. Okay, by saying, oh well, why are you asking about this? We got the whole Texas floods happening. We got the Gaza thing happening. Whatever else he said, okay. But why even mention that? Okay, when you were clearly affiliated with the guy, because there's not a base attacked by these devils, especially these Edomite politicians, man, that tends to use these evasive political tactics such as plausible deniability, man, which is another another indication these devils are witches and warlocks, man. Okay, so now that information is further come out. Okay, so that just further indicates that Edom is being exposed like never before, man. So we truly know, even by that much more further, but through this Epstein case, that Edom is finito, man. He's through. Okay, so now he has to come down with great wrath, knowing that he has for a short time, man, because he's been exposed, even with the whole farce that he's the chosen people of the Lord. Okay, through them gutter rats over there, man. Okay, because they don't fulfill the prophecies of the true holy people, man. That would never experience a war anymore, as it says as prophesied in Isaiah 2 and 4. So that's why the world is in shambles, and it's why it's crying and sighing, mainly the Israelites, the chosen people of the Lord. Why? Because the devil is ruling, and he's destroying every manner of life, man. Okay, go ahead.
Now, I just want to say that the Lord shows the people are an afflicted and poor people. There's nothing afflicted and poor about it.
You know what? Before you get that, yeah, go ahead and read that.
29:2.
Come on.
Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bears rule, the people mourn.
That's it. Read that again, Baba Kashab.
Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bears rule, the people mourn. When
a wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And that's all we're seeing right about now, man. Okay. Why is that, brother? Yabba put up Psalm 82 and 5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. Okay. Why? Because why are the foundations of the earth out of course? But why? Because this devil has spread the glory of he has spread his glory, which is iniquity, which is a part of this wicked covering cast spoken about in Isaiah 25 and 7, that the world has been influenced by way of, man. All right, that's why these other nations come over here and they emulate Esau, putting on his three-piece Freemasonic suits with the Babylonian phallus tie around their necks, which is another ode or reference to fertility goddess worship. Okay, or they come over here, further basking in the glory of oppressing Jake through these bodegas and thrift stores and whatnot. Moab and Ammon, okay, tends to a lot of these Moabite, Ammonite women like to profit off of Eve's collective inability to grow her hair because of the curse spoken about in Isaiah the 3rd chapter. You see, so having all been said, all you heathen nations are guilty, man. So all of this complete derision, okay, is pertaining to really all of you heathen nations, man. Okay, that was a part of your entitlement that you're better than Jake. Okay, so not just Esau that whose glory is being casted down, man, by having that shameful spewing to unleash upon his glory, man. Exposing him as a scoundrel, okay, as a degenerate, okay, as a habitual and blatant liar, okay, a backstabber, manipulator, okay, a fraudster, you see, a thief, a murderer, okay, because he's a main degenerate. Hence why the Lord made him lower than all of the heathen nations, pursuing Jeremiah 49th chapter in the entire book of Obadiah. Okay, hence why the Lord said he set up the basis of all men in Daniel 4:17. We just got done reading, man. That's why he's being exposed, and the whole Trump exposure in his association with the Epstein case is just a further indication of that, man. But see, all you other nations that are drunk off that wine of Babylon through the damn devil Esau, Edom, you're gonna fall with them, man. It says in Isaiah Proverbs 11:21, so hand joined in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. So all of you heathen nations going to be punished collectively through this last world's war. God want, man. Okay, go ahead. Before you bring that out, I'm gonna bring out this quick precept, brother. Put up let me see here. Job, brother, GMS Salvation Elect put up Job 20:27. The heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. And this is exactly what's happening. Everyone's rising up against you devils, whether it's these foreign nations preparing to destroy you with thermonuclear war, including Pakistan and Iran, actually recently. Hey, China just came out a report that China is reportedly supplying both Pakistan and Iran with weapons. Okay, because they have a mutual understanding to destroy America, Babylon the Great. Okay, go ahead,
Okay. Third verse, 29 and 3.
You can go to Psalm, get that Psalm. That was the point.
Oh, okay.
Psalm 2 and from the top.
Okay, Psalm 2 and 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing?
Why do the heathen rage and imagine a vain thing? Why? Once again, because they have not been given that breath, the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of truth, okay, to rule righteously. You see, that's why it says in Wisdom of Solomon 1-4, okay, wisdom cannot enter into malicious souls, neither a body subject to sin. Okay, all right, so these heathen nations are all vessels of dishonor, especially Esau, Edom. The only vessels of honor are the elect of the nation of Israel, man, including the men of the house of David, first and foremost, standing out here in the highways and hedges, man. Okay, all right, fighting for righteousness' sake on behalf of the namesake of the Lord Yahweh Shemeshai in the spiritual warfare. Okay, go ahead.
Kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us.
Yeah, and they've all these nations are guilty of that sentiment, man, of that approach, of the conspiracy to destroy the nation of Israel. As it speaks about in Psalm the 83rd chapter. They've all contributed to that. Another example of that is indulging in international trade, okay, of the resources that was stolen from the slaves through these various slave trades, man, i.e. the slave trade, these slave operations, man, okay, of accumulating labor through the cotton fields, the sugar fields, and tobacco fields. That is further prophesied in St. James 5th chapter, man. Okay, how they heap down our fields, man. Case in point, you see, you never thought that you would never be recompensed for that, but now we're finally at that within the day of your reckoning, man. Finally approaching the day of your reckoning, man. More and more, okay, because you've overstepped your boundaries. Okay, you never thought that you would see the day that you would go down. So now we're finally seeing the chickens come home to roost, and you devils are squirming because of that. So now you're coming down with great wrath, knowing that you have but a short time to bring forth this satanic NWO. Go ahead.
He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord shall have them in derision.
The Lord is laughing at you devils, man, because he's laughing at the fact that you think that you're going to triumph within the satanic NWO. Let's get Job 20 real quick, and start at verse 19. You devils going to cough up everything that you've stolen from us, man. We built up your so-called God-fearing country, really a capitalistic corporation, okay, that is that is of the vibration of Shatan, meaning adversary. That everything about this place is adversarial or adverse to righteousness. Hence, the women's suffrage period, allowing women to work and be seen when they're supposed to be kept at home, okay, keeping the children of their one husband, okay, similar to the feminist movement, empowering these women, okay, to be harlots, okay, through sexual liberation and so forth, okay, which is a furtherance of continuing that ancient wicked spirit of idolatry of Queen of Heaven Semiramis worship, man. Okay, all right, sodomy, making sodomy legal throughout all the coast of America back in 2015 by the Hamite sodomite Obama. Case in point. Okay, legalizing bestiality within at least 7 to 10 areas within the West. Okay, if not more or less than that by now. Okay, these okay, just normalizing degeneracy. Okay, and and wickedness as a whole through social media. Okay, and so forth. So America Babylon Great gives off a completely satanic low vibration. See, this is why this is the sinful kingdom the scripture speaks about, man. That's why these strongholds and stumbling blocks being torn down in these last days. Okay, go ahead.
Say that Job 20.
You start at verse 19.
This is Job 20 and 19. Because he have oppressed and have forsaken the poor, because he have violently taken away a house which he buildeth not, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly.
You're not gonna feel quietness in your belly, man, because you took it too far. Now, yeah, we were to be given over to the hands of lawless enemies. It says in prayer of Isaiah, the 8th verse. Okay, but it says in Obadiah, paraphrasing, you took it too damn far, man. You tortured us. That's why it came out. Abrego Garcia, I forget his first name, but Abrego Garcia, that Jake from El Salvador, it came out that they were torturing that Jake, man. Okay, in that El Salvadorian prison, FEMA camp. Okay, concentration camp. See, it's not a coincidence they found dead bodies, okay, not too far away from where we preach in El Paso, across the border in Waters. It's not a coincidence that they found a bunch of dead bodies dumped over somewhere in Spain with their hands shackled, man. But when you least expect it, there's devils behind this mischief, man. Okay, you can find him there first. When there's mischief, you can find the devil there first, man. Oh, goes into Sirach 12 and 17. That's why that's why it says in Psalm 55 and 23, bloody, deceitful men shall not live out half their days. You got to go, man. You're fucking everything up. Okay, you're destroying everything, every manner of life, man. Okay, go ahead.
He shall not save a fat which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his good. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him, man. That's powerful, man. And we're seeing that on behalf of Iran and their proxy militants, i.e., Hezbollah out of Lebanon, the Houthis out of Yemen. Okay, that group over there, H to the A, MAS, which is an Israeli creation. Okay, to combat the Palestinian Liberation Organization and come after them Palestinian Ishmaelites. So once again, whenever there's mischief, you can find the devil there. But see, he'll project his wickedness on his enemies, okay, and make it seem like they're the ones that's provoking and perpetuating, the world's, catastrophe and mayhem and mischief. When he's the mad scientist behind it, man. This is brother put up Sonny Howell by Shimei Ashai 144 put up Jeremiah 51 and 7. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord Yahweh by Shimei Ashai's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, Slakia. Therefore, the nations are mad. They're in a frenzy-like state. Okay, and they want to and see they're going to exact their frenzy-like state, the distress and anguish and great anger upon this whore on behalf of the hands of the wicked, of every hand of the wicked that should come upon this beast. Okay, as it said in the book of Job, man. Which lines up with Ezekiel, the 28th chapter. Okay, how the most terrible of the heathen shall defile your brightness. That's the point. Okay. Matter of fact, we get a quick precept on that in Proverbs 13 and 9. Okay. Proverbs chapter 13 and verse 9. It says, the light of the righteous rejoiceth, but the lamp of the wicked shall be put out. The lamp is the foundation of your light. Which your light is symbolic of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Which in your case, your man of which is on the left-hand side, man. Sensual and devilish, as it says in St. James 3 and 15. See, that's why it says in Sirach, the 19th chapter, not all wisdom, okay, now the knowledge of wickedness is not a wisdom, roughly paraphrased. See, this is part of that shameful spoon that is being cast upon your glory of iniquity. Okay, that you have projected to be righteousness. Okay, hold that real quick, Brother Shaw. Get Isaiah 5:20. See, because you've been projecting yourselves to be of the light for so long. Now, hence the fact that you are the chosen people, man, by way of that Balfour Declaration on behalf of Walter Lyton and Rothschild and the British government. Okay, creating a place for them gutter rats, okay, them Amalekites, okay, to perpetrate that fraud, that farce that they're the chosen people, man. Okay, but yet you don't fulfill any of the biblical prophecies of being a holy people, man. Like worshiping the Wailing Wall with your heads covered, okay, which is idolatry, okay, and you're not supposed to be, you're not supposed to cover, you're not supposed to pray with your head covered, or nor keeping an annual faggot parade in Tel Aviv every damn year, man. Which that's a sin punishable by death. Okay, I believe it's in Leviticus 20:13. So and not only do you break the laws, statutes, commandments of Yahweh by Shem Shai, you break your own goddamn laws, man, or your constitutional laws and bylaws, such as the due process clauses within the fifth and the 14th amendments, man. Okay, case in point, the judges, your Freemasonic judges, doing away with these cases of these immigrants and migrants of our people, but yet the ICE agents still round up Jake right after that. That's why they cover their faces, because they know they're guilty.
They wicked. That's it. Yeah, now they have one law for them and another law for everybody else. It's not of their race.
Yep.
And that's wicked. The Lord sees it. He's going to bring punishment on this place. Mm-hmm. And you'll see it coming.
That's it. You know that.
Okay, this is Isaiah 5:20. Woe to them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
Mm-hmm. You're guilty of that offense, man. Okay, you've put darkness. You've put bitterness for sweet and sweet for bitter. Okay, all right, darkness for light and light for darkness. We turned everything upside down, as it says in Isaiah 29:16. So you got to go. Meaning what? You've normalized wickedness by presenting it as righteousness. And now that's part of the shameful spoon is being cast upon your glory. Perpetrating fraud, okay, about being a warlock. Okay, witch and a warlock, man. Let's get Isaiah 47. Okay. Let me start from the top.
This is Isaiah 47. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of Chaldeans. But thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
That shall no more be called tender and delicate. America is no longer going to be considered to be unscathed or a vulnerable empire, like a virgin. Hence the alias of a virgin daughter of Babylon. You will be touched. You will be penetrated by a multitude of thermonuclear missiles, thermonuclear phalluses, if you will. Okay, because everyone's gonna look to exact vengeance upon you, man, for compromising their sovereignty, through your geoeconomical warfare, your full-fledged warfare, and your degeneracy you've been looking to enforce on these people, like the government of Uganda, on behalf of the IMF, threatening to cut them off economically if they didn't accept Moism. And they're getting so the world is getting tired of you, man. Okay. And they're going to look, they have a mutual understanding to destroy you. Go ahead.
Take the millstones and grind meal. Uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers.
Pass over the rivers. Go ahead.
Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Mm-hmm. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. And I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
So when Yahushua returns, you're not going to meet your devils as a man. Okay, like that humble, meek lamb that came to be slaughtered for remission of sins of the lost sheep of Israel. Okay, this time he's returning in full celestial glory. Okay, all right, and whose power is going to be unmatched. Okay, it's going to make a sport out of slaughtering the devil. So it's not really going to be a war. Okay, because Yahweh by Shemashah is very theatrical. But he, even though it says in Jeremiah 51:30 how the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight, paraphrasing, Yahweh by Shemashah is going to put the spirit in the hearts of your soldiers, your angels mentioned in Revelation 12 chapter, meaning messengers, part of your military, to fight against Yahushua and his angels. And it will be a great slaughter because Yahushua is going to wear the blood of Basra, prophesied in Isaiah 63rd chapter. So that further confirms you definitely going to be, there's going to be a great slaughter in the midst of Basra. Okay, go ahead.
Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
Mm-hmm.
As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans.
Yeah, the Chaldeans are modern day warlocks. They were the ancient warlocks of the Neo-Babylonian Empire during the Assyrian Empire. So the modern day warlocks, okay, are these devils. Okay, all right, these bankers, these Zionist bankers, man. They are the modern day Chaldeans. Okay, all right. So like it says in Isaiah 19th chapter, many shall seek to these charmers, these witches of warlocks for counsel. And they're going to be seeking counsel from their source, the spiritual demon Shatan, the 13th member of the so-called 13 royal blood families that sits at their table. But the Lord Yahweh Shem Shah is going to remove the spiritual demon Shatan from their access. Okay, so that's when they're really going to have to come down with great wrath by relying on their sword, their bread and butter, and especially on Jake during Jacob's trouble, man. Okay, go ahead.
For thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance.
The Lord has polluted his inheritance, man, by allowing these devils to defile our sanctuaries, our temples, okay, during the Hellenist period and during the Roman siege of Jerusalem. Okay. All right. The first one was desecrated by the Babylonian Empire. Okay. All right. Then you devils came and desecrated our second one. And you've been defiling us with your wine of fornication. So now it's about time for that recompense to come. Okay, go ahead.
And given them into thine hand, thou didst show no mercy upon the ancient. How thou very heavily laid thy yoke.
Thou has not showed any mercy to the ancients. Okay, the ancient nation of Israel speaks about somewhere in the book of Isaiah. Okay, and we are that ancient nation. See, that's why Trump had a speech recently where he said he wants to do away with the people that have been here for a while. Who is he talking about? Okay, the people, the true founding fathers of America, if you will, the tribes. He clearly came out and said that. I don't write this out a little later. I'm gonna do a lesson on that, man. Then this devil came out and really and said that. Yes. Because as it says in Psalm 64:8, thy tongue shall befall themselves. Thy tongue shall befall themselves, brother, paraphrase. See, that's why the devils are coming out and exposing the wickedness of these scandals to the Epstein case and all this madness that they're and wickedness that they're behind, man. Go ahead.
Thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it.
You didn't consider the latter end. There's a lines up with Psalm 49:11. You thought your inward thought was rather that you thought that your house would continue forever, including America.
Right.
Hence that commercials somewhere in the 2000s, the few, the proud, the Marines. Okay, so you're so goddamn vile and profane and base. You actually bought into your God complex, like New Yuval Noah Harari saying we don't need our God anymore. Okay, we can piss God off as much as we want. Okay, we'll see if you'll be singing that same tune when you're hiding in the ground like the bitches you are, the cowards you are, man. The brother Atazwan online in Jude 144, Atazwan put up Psalm 12:8. The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. The vilest men are exalted, okay, through their wine. You see, opposing themselves as if they are God. This is what this whole border crisis approach of their satanic NWO is all about. It's about exalting themselves over the tribes, over the true chosen people of the Lord, and proclaiming themselves to be the chosen. And when they were never the chosen, why? Because that's part of Esau's way of taking back his blessing, ultimately by chipping the Jake. Okay, go ahead.
Therefore, hear now this, thou that are given to pleasure, that dwellest carelessly, that saith in thy heart, I am, and none else besides me.
I am, and there's no one. See, I am, and there's none else besides me. When the Lord Yahweh presenting himself to Moses, he said, I am the great I am in so many words. See that? So that's another reference to the Heavenly Father. Hence why he says, I am God. I am your God, nigga. See? Go ahead.
I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries.
For the multitude of your sorceries, you're going to lose. Your wives going to become widows. So a lot of your men are going to be slaughtered, especially within within the conclusion of this military draft that they're going to bring back. Hence why the NDAA was mailing out letters to qualifying recipients. Okay, from the ages of what was it, like 18 to 27 or something like that, man. Okay, all right. So, and then, so there's going to be a great slaughter. Your children are going to be slaughtered. Okay, in the midst of the civil war, a great number of your children is going to be slaughtered. So why? Because the curses are transitioning from us to over to you devils, man. And what the heathen nations prophesied in Deuteronomy 30 and 7. See, so now it's your turn to experience what it's like to be perceived as a nigger. Okay, because you were the true nigger, man. Okay, a covetous niggard, a liar, a backstabber. Okay, a thug, a thief. Okay, a murderer. Go ahead.
And for the great abundance of thine enchantments, but thou hast trusted in thy wickedness.
Thou hast trusted in wickedness of the abundance of your enchantments through your politics, okay, through your AI, okay, your so-called educational system of your indoctrination, with your indoctrination camps for the adolescents and children. Hence why even Hillary Clinton came out and referred to FEMA camps as relearning camps, something of that nature, re-educational camps. So that's for the part you speaking lawfully concerning oppression, man. Okay, because you're nothing but a gigantic child. I was meditating on that earlier. You're not a man. That's why that further confirms that we're living in a matriarchy. Because even though technically there's men ruling the earth, they're not really men. What constitutes a man? One who stands on principles, one who's willing to die for something noble. Hence why in Isaiah the 32nd chapter it mentions how you devils would you no longer appear to be called liberal, meaning noble. Okay, nadayab is a Hebrew word for liberal, meaning noble. So you being proclaimed to be noble is out of there, man, because you're being exposed. There's nothing noble about you. There's nothing righteous or moral about you, man. Okay, that's why you're being exposed. Okay, so there's nothing noble about you, devils, man. Okay, so that's why your very own nature is a testament against your wickedness, man. Okay, go ahead.
Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else besides me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it rises.
You're not going to know when it comes, man. You're not going to know when this evil rises up against you. It's going to come like a thief in the night, just like Yahweh Shai is going to come like a thief in the night, prophesying in 2 Peter the 3rd chapter. Man. Okay, go ahead.
Thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly.
And why are you not going to be able to put it off? Because you're gonna have to drink that cup, okay, of indignation, including all the dregs at the end of that cup, man. Meaning what every single drop, as we had to drink it, you're gonna have to drink it, man. Okay, go ahead.
Which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thine enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries. Therein hast labored from thy youth.
Mm-hmm.
If so be thou should be able to profit. If so be thou mayest prevail.
Mm-hmm.
Thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsel. Let never the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly procrastinators stand up and save thee from the things that shall come upon thee.
That's it. Okay, so that's it, man. So that said in the 14th verse, okay, they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them, and they shall not deliver themselves, man, from the power of the flame. You're not going to be able to deliver yourselves from the power of the flame that's coming away with these from this ICBM missile 5. As the beloved elder Uriah out there in Chicago likes to say, man. Okay, because that's part of the cup of indignation you're gonna have to drink. Okay, all right. This is going to be the downfall, the final curtain call of America battling the great, man. Utter destruction, man. So we're gonna go ahead and end it off on that note. Get a couple of precepts off the comment board. Okay. Let me see. Yep, brother. Son of Yahweh by Shem Yashai 144 put up Isaiah 34:1. Come near, ye nations, to hear and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear and all that is therein, the world and the things that come forth of Salakia, of it. Verse 2, Isaiah 34:2. For the indignation of the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yashai, is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He had utterly destroyed them. He had utterly delivered them to the slaughter. And that's exactly what's going to happen to you. You're going to be delivered to that slaughter, man. Okay, that's why America Babylon Great is going to be a gigantic offering to the Lord. Okay, this is Brother Yahweh put up Psalm 75:8. For in the hand of the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yashai, there is a cup, and the wine is red. It is full of mixture, and he poured out of the same, but the dregs thereof, there it is, all the wicked of the earth shall wring them out and drink them. Okay, all you nations have to drink of that cup of indignation, but mainly Edomites, because we're pursuant to like it says in the Zondervan the Zondervan Compact Dictionary, the Zondervan Bible Compact Dictionary. Edom is has been further confirmed. And Edom is the only nation prophesied to not receive any mercy from the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yashai. And that fire that you're not going to be able to escape from, pursuant Isaiah 47:14, okay, is a part of what you cannot escape from, man. So we're going to end it off on a note. Pray this blessing, spread the edifying glory to elect, go ahead and face the east. Give all praise and glory, infinite honor to our power, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Okay, meaning all praise to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, and the Holy Spirit, who was our strength and our Redeemer, and our light and our salvation. Once again, double honors to the apostles and elder bishops, the great millstone, the teaching, ruling well, and shalom, honor, salutations to by Yahshua Without, the house of David, okay, along with the rest of the 1/3 elect men, women, and children of Israel, of the 1/3 elect remnant of the nation of Israel, okay, and the water for Akim tuning in, water for the skill for adding, Yahweh by Shem Yashai, broken thumb, okay, Mawath, lava ball, soon and very soon, and on to the next one.
Shalom and the Bible.
Shalom, shalom.